have a placing on Banjo, and he's very strong options as well as Mario. And that's well, we all know what they do. And game one is gonna start.
Game one is gonna start. This is
Stadium.
first attack 2019, and they seem to have default to Pokemon Stadium, which is what usually happens, especially when you play here in Puerto Rico. We usually just default to Stadium.
Yeah.
We're just so happy to have it back,
Yeah, definitely. And like without hazards, it's even better. We don't have to deal with those pesky transformations.
No pesky transformations, and a solid lead coming off from Broko and Bubbleman at the beginning of the game. And we see them actually, both of them trying to space him out a little bit more. Playing a little bit more careful. We see 40% to each. Toxin needs to be careful. They're already being at 90%.
Yeah, definitely. Like he can't get grabbed by any of the Nesses. He could probably die off of a back throw at any moment.
But Ren's doing a good job trying to back them away, make sure that Banjo doesn't get so much damage. And he tries to go for the Wonder Wing, but actually gets him before it starts. It's actually very vulnerable. Oh, connects him with the Wonder Wing and almost actually takes out his partner.
Yeah, Wonder Wing is, at least in this situation in doubles, it's a very strong option since it can basically just run through the stage and anyone that's between them. But again, like that double-edged sword with hitting your teammate, and it can even cost them the stock, even the game.
Oh, that's the combination of back throws and a taunt by Bubbleman, just making sure that he puts in a little bit of an exclamation point, and we see 3 stocks to the Nest team and 2 stocks from the red team.
Yep.
Ooh, Wandering actually extends the hitbox with the PK Fire.
Good up
Out of
smash.
line, and that's another up smash. So Toxin right now playing a little bit of the carrier. Ren needs to actually step it up a little bit more.
Who knows? Mario isn't scared of having that good matchup against Ness. Having the cape, having the water. Like right now on stage, it's a bit hard, but off stage, we could see Mario's presence.
And a good combination by moves by Bubbleman, actually going for the PSI Magnet and going for the nail. That's actually a true combo once you get hit and you get connected by it. And we see them actually trying to separate them the more, and it's actually working out for both of them.
Yeah.
A couple of players actually trying to get Mario off stage, and Toxin actually covers with the Wonder Wing. Edge guarding situation right now for Bubbleman.
Again, what I said, Mario's excelling at off stage against Pedri, against Bubbleman.
And that was a good attempt from a back throw Wonder Wing to get him up, but the Mario Tornado actually takes the stock, and what was at the beginning a solid lead, and that actually turns around with another taunt to their favor. I was actually going to mention that it was actually getting pretty close. That actually takes out the stock, and we're pretty even so far, Heel.
Yeah, we're pretty even right now. 1 stock apiece, basically 0%.
Okay, we see actually going for the offensive play right now. And we see that both Nesses are actually covering really well one of the individual players. And we see a lot of doubles sometimes that they actually go for the 1v1 on each side. Yeah. But I like how the Nesses are actually covering both of them each other, make sure they actually protect themselves.
Yeah. One of the dynamics that I really like that both of them just went separating both Toxin and Ren to both edge guard. Whoa, that was a double spike off of Bubbleman.
And now we have a basic 1v1 with Mario versus Nets. It's going to be a lot better for us to commentate, actually going for a couple of fists, but grabs him, puts him up with authority, a couple of setups. Oh, PSI Magnet to Nair actually covering with a couple of jabs to make sure he gets away. It's a session of actually different up airs right now, right? And actually, that's a good parry. So we see Bubbleman actually struggling a little bit. Actually reads up. Tries to get him off the stage and actually covering really well. Almost! Tries to go for authority. A good air dodge for the situation.
What a good edge guarding game has Ren with his Mario, they're back to neutral, and let's see how it goes because
it's okay because they're actually both really cautious right now. They want to make sure, right, they have individual stocks. They do not want to cost the team this game. That's a Yo-Yo going up with the up smash, making sure that it doesn't go anywhere. And let's see how Ren is actually going to capitalize with 127% from Bubbleman. And we see actually Pedri getting some station control. Up smash with the Yo-Yo, and he puts them up. And this is the first game so far. And we see Broko with the taunting Coilo Tuyo.
Broko on his in real life taunt.
Like we say here in Puerto Rico, Broko Nation is
Broko
eternal.
Nation.
And we see how Ren and Toxin are actually going to adapt. So what do you think we're actually going to see? Because I saw a lot of individual play from these two players, whereas the Nesses were actually going a lot more team-based.
I think Toxin and Ren has even though they have the good fundamentals in singles, they're very great players. They gotta try to sync each other up in doubles, because you can see like they were pretty much hitting each other, and they didn't have like a consistent game plan.
Yeah, we saw Wonderwing actually taking one of Toxin's stocks earlier in the game that might have cost them a little bit of a lead there. Even so, they were pretty even so far. Just some minor adjustments into the gameplay should be fine. And we're going down to second game, back to Stadium 2, sticking with the same characters. Everybody is. So let's see what's going to happen right now.
I like the dynamic they're doing right now, where they're starting the neutral with projectiles. It gives them a bit of a game plan and tries to punish any bad actions that any of both teams do.
And we see the multiple combinations of PK fires from both players. This is exactly what we were talking about. The Nesses are actually trying to work together and make sure that they maintain separately. And a down smash from Bubbleman is actually taking Toxin all across the board. Meanwhile, Broko is actually edge guarding Ren quite effectively, and they're actually dominating the whole stage right now. And that's a back throw and a stock.
Yeah, like it happened the same thing in the first game where they were both capitalizing on separating both teammates and
look at
controlling the whole stage.
And look at that damage, getting him up to 79%, and that's another stock lost by Ren. That's a Wonder Wing from the other side. And another Wonder Wing to actually take the stock.
Finally, it was time for him to take the stock. It's not looking quite well for Toxin and Ren.
Not looking quite well, but that is Kazooie planting them with authority and 2 stocks apiece. Toxin needs to be careful not to lose his stock, try to defend as much as he possibly can. And we see the red team actually trying to get more stage control for just a moment, but the Nesses right now are actually dominating in regards to the stage control. Kazooie again, making sure that they actually stay in the corner. And a back air, taking another stock. Toxin needs to be careful, work on that defense. Meanwhile, the back throw actually working a little bit more, and he keeps on using the forward smash a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe he could actually reduce the amount of times that he actually using it and work a little bit more. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that Toxin has even though like a forward smash in doubles would be very useful, because there's a lot of stuff going around. But staining that move isn't that helpful, because when you really need it, when you need to get that kill with a good read of an S smash, then you realize it doesn't kill, and that's where the team dynamic doesn't work.
Right, and we saw actually that
Broko almost killing his teammate.
He has to be careful. He needs to be careful with that as well. But we saw 1 stock lost in each side, but right now Bubbleman has a 2-stock advantage over the players, and the blue team seems to be winning, but just a small margin, and that's a back throw done, and that's 1 stock apiece. And we see actually a lot closer game, just like we saw in the first one. But Toxin needs to be careful now at 139%.
Yeah, he's being edge guarded by Broko. He could take Toxin's stock, and then it'll be a 2-in-1 situation. And
look at that combo by Ren.
Whoa.
It's not gonna finish it up with the up B, but it's not quite there just yet. And we see again Ness is staying together. The Kazooie actually taking the stock and the back throw, and we see a similar situation this time, but now Broko is actually trying to go 1v1 versus Ren. 109% to 160. That's a PK fire to 70%.
Now just play neutral patiently and just try to punish each other's moves. That's about it. Edge guard when you have to, and see how it goes. It's just a 1v1.
Making sure he goes for the dash attack to 81% to 134, but we saw the same situation actually going for both Bubbleman in that stock, and he actually managed to take the game with that up smash. Let's see if Broko can have an up smash of his own. This could be an up throw.
That's weird.
Actually done it. No, it's a mix-up, and we see actually a combination of moves, but actually the Mario's back air beating his other move, and we see the teams actually going one-on-one, setting up a game 3.
now to see how it changed, because even though there wasn't very synergy in the first game, in the second half, you can see that they were trying to work together. You know, they would basically just separate them, and both of them would just drop on one of the Nesses. You know, try to take their stock just to try to get them at stock disadvantage.
And it actually worked out for them. You saw the blue team actually having a solid lead at the beginning, but then when they were up one whole stock, they actually take advantage of them and try to display a little bit more of the neutral game, actually going for the 1v1 situation. But this is a very interesting game. It's actually been quite even so far, with a little bit more synergy actually coming up from the Ness side, but actually Toxin and Ren are actually picking up the pace a little bit more. But we see actually last stock situation in each game, each player actually going for this. So let's see what can happen now, because I see that Toxin is actually getting most of the damage this time around. So the Banjo is actually something that the Nesses actually want to tackle.
Yeah, especially. And right now I think they're going to change another stage. You know, kind of weird. Usually we used to see just Pokemon Stadium, but Smashville could be a great stage, you know, because it's smaller. You know, they have like better stage control from both teams. And Toxin with the change to Pokemon Trainer.
Feeling like the matchup is a little bit more difficult with Banjo. Feeling a lot more comfortable, specifically with the Squirtle. His Ivysaur and Charizard are good, but his Squirtle is actually top-notch here in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And we are going to Game 3 here on winner's side. Broko and Bubbleman versus Team PC and Ren and Toxin. Let's see how the close-up range is actually going to benefit the Nesses this time around.
There you go, Toxin dropping that down throw combo, but having both Nesses on him.
Both Nesses on him, and we switch the switch to the Ivysaur.
A Ness B from part of Bubbleman, missing that up B.
And the games have been so close that could actually cost them the set, but let's see how they can pick it up. And we see both edge guarding situations, but both members of PC, and that's a forward smash, taking away that stock. But they're not far behind. High percents by both Ren and Toxin, and we see Broko and Bubbleman actually at almost 0%.
At 2 stocks.
Oh!
Whoa, he killed his teammate.
He needs to be careful with that. Actually getting that stock from the teammate. But 137%, the survivability is still there for Toxin.
Yeah, I think Bubbleman did a bad decision on going against Ren, because Ivysaur was on kill percent and he didn't edge guard him. He just let him freely in.
And with that back throw, we actually even up the stocks, and we saw the Charizard for just one moment, but we see Toxin going back to the Squirtle. He feels a lot more comfortable using that Pokemon.
Ooh, Bubbleman whipped the edge guard against...
Oh, he needs to be careful, but actually manages to recover on time. Down smash is not going to connect, and we see the edge guard situation by Bubbleman. And Ren tries to cover him, but it's not going to work. And we see Toxin is actually using more of the Charizard right now, and this point, and actually switching back to the Squirtle. So edge guard situation, withdrawing into the middle of the stage, making sure that he gets a safe recovery. And that's a back air, trying to set him up. And we see, the Ivysaur's not going to make it, but the up, make sure he actually gets behind, and actually the up air, the up B from Charizard and forward throw to take away Broko's stock. Broko now in final stock.
Yep. I think it's pretty close, I believe, you know, even though it's 1 stock, 2 stock from Broko and Bubbleman, but I think they could pull it off.
And that's a forward air by the Charizard as well. He's sticking a lot more with the Charizard because he feels a lot more comfortable. And every time that I say he's sticking with the Charizard, he switches back to the Squirtle. And we keep seeing Rathalos in the background, but it's quite all right. But that back throw is going to get Toxin's stock. And we see Ren actually being the tank for the team right now. Let's see how they can manage to actually get another lead, the Nesses.
Whoa, he could have SD'd him with that water.
The throw is not going to quite kill Ren just yet. He needs to make sure that he uses it. He has to use the second jump and tries to recover with the up B. Not quite going to do it. And we see switching back to the Charizard. He's going to recover with his up B. Covering the peak with the PK Fires, making sure that they actually move. His shield is so low as well.
1 stock situation, it's anyone's game at this moment.
And almost similar percents as well. Let's see if somebody can actually, trying to connect with the back air, but he can actually get 2 frames. Up smash as well. That's a good parry, and the down smash actually gets the stock, and we see Bubbleman, a 2v1 situation, gets the bat, And Ren is swinging for the fences, trying to get with a rematch from the first game, using PSI and Magnet to recover. Oh, trying to recover with a with the PSI again. Using the flood, getting him in the air. This is a one-stock situation. Both the players must be nervous.
Definitely is. It's last game, last stock situation, anyone's game at the moment.
Almost using the same up smash that got him the game one, but the up smash by the plumber is not going to do it just yet at 119 to 99. Pursuit of a constant attack. Let's see. Oh, try to go for the up smash. The back throw is not going to do it just yet. They were right in the middle of the stage, and that's a forward air. It's going to take the game. And Broko and
Broko took off his
Bubbleman.
shirt.
And we
It's
see
Hello Tuyo shirt.
the trash talk. Remember, this is esports, and we see the trash talk right now, putting him up.